Here's a quick demo of where we're at with Tell Your Story. So Tell Your Story is a human-first toolkit for amplifying your creativity using AI and then monetizing it using Web3 on Avalanche. And so you can do several things with Tell Your Story. The first thing you can do is chat with it, so you can brainstorm with it about whatever idea you're working on, whether it's audio, whether it's visual, whether your idea is even text-based. For the sake of this demo, I'm going to say, please create a short image generation prompt of a Gothic city at night in a pixelated style. Also, create a short music generation prompt for a lo-fi soundtrack featuring piano in a slow mood at a soft tempo. Let's try that. See what it gives us back. And because we recently started doing inference on the CPU with BitNet, it should only take a couple seconds to reply. Thank you. So here we have, create a pixelated image of a Gothic city at night. The city should be shrouded in mist with tall spires and stone buildings casting eerie shadows, etc. So that works great. Let's copy this over and jump over to our image generation tab. And here you can see we're able to support a bunch of different models that can be supported across different strength hardware. So, we have models that would work on a phone all the way up to very powerful models. Here you can see that we're using Stable Diffusion XL with Refiner. It creates a 1024 by 1024 image. I'm going to paste this into the input of the prompt. You can put negative prompt as well. Let me go ahead and hit generate. It'll start doing its thing. Every 5 steps, you can see it's doing 26 steps here. Every 5 steps, it'll re-render the image, so we'll get a sense of what's coming in there. You can change the guidance scale, the step count, the preview count. You can have it generate a random seed every time or put in your own seed if you want to deterministically recreate the same image more than once. Of course, you can use a negative prompt. And then you can, in the advanced tab here, you can use the GPU. If the model supports it, you can use the neural engine or the GPU and the neural engine together. And then you can disable the safety checker as well for NSFW images. So here you go. You can see it generated that in 36 seconds, and that was the seed. Now we want to mint this as a non-fungible token. When I click this, the UX used to show a spinner here, but it's not working. If I jump over to the logs, you can see in real time, waiting for confirmation, success. So this just minted this as an NFT as an ERC 1155 NFT on Avalanche. You can see the token ID here. And then it also gives us this IPFS local gateway. So if I copy this local URL here, go to my browser. Here we can see all of the metadata about the NFT. This is on IPFS right here. And so these are all the different traits, and it gives us stuff like the model that was used, the prompt that was used, when it was used. This would allow you to deterministically recreate the image again if you wanted to use a different model or use Tell Your Story as well. And then here you can see we have an image key, and if we get this identifier and paste it in there, boom, there's the image. So this is just what was created with Tell Your Story. This is an NFT on Avalanche in ERC 1155 NFT, and it's stored on IPFS. So that's cool. Let's jump back over here and go back to the chat and see what prompt we got. See, it says minted there. Let's see what prompt we got for music generation. Lo-fi soundtrack featuring piano in a slow mood. Tempo should be soft and melancholic with a gentle flowing melody. Okay, I like that right there. Let's just use that. And jump over to audio generation. This is the digital audio workstation for generating music. And so we can paste that in there. For the sake of this demo, because I want to show multiple tracks, I'm just going to go ahead and generate 2 seconds of audio, but you can generate up to 30 seconds of audio, and it takes around, I think, 200 seconds or so to generate 30 seconds of audio. So here at the bottom, you can see we have these mixers. Let's see if I can drag it up. There we go. We got a mixer, one for each track. Here on the left, we have a we have a prompt builder where you can choose the genre. See, it created it there already. So that was maybe like 15 or 20 seconds to do 2 seconds of music. We have a prompt builder where you can choose what genre you want to have: rock, jazz, classical, electronic, hip hop, etc. You can choose the instruments. You can choose the mood: happy, sad, energetic, calm. The tempo: very slow, slow, medium. We'll see that in a second. Then you can even say if you want it to be in a style of a certain person or an artist or whatever. And that'll populate here as well. We'll look at that here in a second. But so let's listen to this. So keep in mind, this is only 2 seconds I wanted to show you. So let's go ahead and I wanted to show multiple tracks. So we create a new track. They're color coded. You can rename them. Here I want to use our template library, our prompt template library, where you can see we have a bunch of them. Let's choose synthwave in this case. You can also create your own and heart them and see which ones you've used in the past, etc. In this case, we're using the synthwave template from our library. Electronic, featuring synthesizer, electronic drums with a nostalgic mood at a medium tempo in the style of Kavinsky. So we'll go ahead and kick that off as well. Everything that you would expect to work up here works. So, you know, if I press play and I turn on the cycle button, which you can make larger or smaller or drag around, we have a scrubber moving across the bar ruler, and then the cycler also works. So if I hit this, it'll just play this and then cycle. And so it already created the other one down here. I can also, using this UI element here, or down here as well, mute and solo each of these. So let's hear what the new one sounds like. So that's the one we just created. So what's really cool is you can do everything you would expect to do with these. You can drag them around. You could drag off a copy here. Drag this up here. And so of course it's not going to play yet. Right, and then you can of course delete regions, and you can of course delete tracks as well. You can also where are we at here? Let me cycle this off. You can drag these things out, loop them, all this kind of fun stuff. So we want to start here. Okay, awesome. And then the last thing is I wanted to show, oh yeah, everything works down here like you would expect it to. So if we start this cycle, start it down here. Just move that out of the way, make this bigger, move this. So if we're playing both of these, let's not mute this. It's going to be, let's make this one way down. So you can tell that works, right? And then what's really cool is that this little pan works as well. I'm not sure if that picks up in the recording. Everything works as you would expect it to. Basically, I can mute it, right? Everything's working. So the last thing I want to show you is this tokenize button. So you click this and you can tokenize your individual tracks into a stem. You can choose the ones you want. You can give it a title. For now it's new track, because I didn't rename them. You can give it a description, some tags. Royalty splits are coming. We have a lot of exciting stuff planned with the ERC 1155 smart contracts. Stay tuned. And then you click tokenize, and then here you can see it uploaded the metadata IPFS. It's now minting the NFT. And so it says tokenization successful. Your audio stem has been tokenized and is now an NFT on the Avalanche blockchain. You could see the transaction on the Block Explorer. If I click view on IPFS, it launches my browser. Here we have the metadata, the traits of the NFT. This is on IPFS. Here you can see we have an audio key. If we get that identifier and paste it in, it will then download from IPFS, keep in mind, to my local machine. The music we just created using the digital audio workstation. So that is showing, and we also have a wallet, of course, A wallet, you can, whenever you first spin it up, it has the typical wallet experience where you create a mnemonic, and then you show that you've written it down somewhere by choosing a few of the different words randomly. And then you can add different networks, and you can add different wallets. This is the EWalk development key, so you can see I've got a lot of Bavox. I'm on a local network here, but you can have semi-fungible tokens and non-fungible tokens. You can have a transaction history of everything you've sent. You can send Bavox, you can send your NFTs, etc., all from the wallet. And you'll also be able to visualize the NFTs, and then ultimately there will be some type of marketplace, of course, for creating and helping to monetize your work. So that is the current state of Tell Your Story. Thank you for paying attention. I appreciate it. Cheers.